Okay, so I'm not an expert, I'm not a hunter, but see that right there? So that's deer poop. I do know that. I think you guys, if you've watched many of my vlogmases or my podcast in general, I talk about deer poop all the time. What I'm showing you on this tree right now is where deer rub their antlers to shed the old ones so that they can grow the new ones. And sometimes, if you look, you can find them on the ground. Unfortunately, there's none here. The park I'm in is a small enough park and surrounded by either residential or commercial areas that they can't allow hunting because it's just too small. But it's big enough that, I mean, it's not huge. It's got to be under 100 acres. I'll have to look it up. So it's really a sanctuary for the wildlife in the area because they can't be hunted. There's deer poop everywhere. I don't know if hunters come in here regularly because it's not a place for them. And mostly the only people I know who look for antlers besides me. Oh, hi bunny, I'm sorry. I just scared the bunny. The only people who look for antlers are a couple of us weirdos and hunters. If you just follow the poop, you eventually get to some good places. I always find, ooh, that's some fresh poop. I always find the trees where they rub their antlers, but I never find antlers. I've never been successful. Yeah, so when it snows, it's much easier to find out where they go. I want to be quiet though because the deer in this woods, it's like, I think there's more deer than squirrels. So I want to just be as quiet as possible. Here's another spot. So yeah, I'm seeing where they've all stood. I'm seeing their feet. I think I'm close to a spot where they lay down because there's a lot of holly trees over there and there's cover. So, all right, I'll check back in if I find anything. But getting outside throughout the entire year, all the seasons, all the different weather, it's really fun to see how different all these spots look at different times of the year. I think this may have been like an estate at some point that was just donated to the county. I don't know what these bushes are called. This thing right here, I have no idea what those are called. Brambles, I guess? I don't know. But they're everywhere. Can't get to some amazing hike, you can't get to some amazing park, it doesn't matter. Get outside and get someplace close so that you can be outside, because even though there's all kinds of people sounds in the distance, I can still hear birds. I can still hear the trees crack and the leaves rustle, And being out here like this is definitely makes me want to be quiet. Those are blue jays. You hear them? They're such bullies. Such crybabies. Can't really tell how huge that is. That's how tall it is. This is... So, I don't know what they're called. I'm assuming they're foxgloves, or they're in the foxglove family. So you can pretend they're cactus, right? I'm such a geek. My gosh. If my brother ever watched this, he would make so much fun of me. So I just came out of my little path and just into another bramble field. Rats. I can't believe I chased the deers away again. I suck at deers. Let's see if I can follow them. They're on to me. They're totally on to me. Where could they be? Where could they be? Yeah. Oh my gosh. Do you see that? It's deer hair. See over there? Those trees. Maybe I'll try to go over there and see if I see it. There's poop everywhere. My shoes cannot come in the house. Guys, do you see it? I'm so flippin' excited. Holy crap. I'm so excited. Yes. Flippin' yes. Guys, look at that. Do you even know how excited I am right now? I would jump up and down and yell if I knew it wouldn't scare the deers away. Holy shit, I'm so excited. So, that is an antler. So I guess that means this year, this buck will have 3 points. I think that's true. Don't quote me on it because I don't know. Again, look how beautiful. Yes. Flippin' excited. Okay, I'm gonna walk around and see if I can find any more. So pals, you can probably tell that I'm over the moon. Very excited about my prize. Yeah, so finding this, I went to some spots that I haven't been. This right here is the reason why I should always get out in the woods any chance I get and explore, because oh, I've got to go over there. There's no vultures right now. Oh yeah, he's really picked apart. That was probably a girl. Oh, this could be the body. The top part of what I found. Probably 100 yards that way. I'll show you this, but it's gruesome, so fast forward if you don't want to see this part. Okay, so there is the deer. She's been picked pretty clean by the vultures. I'm just gonna kind of walk around. So the vultures will grab parts and then fly away so their other vulture friends can't steal their food. I don't exactly know. Maybe someone hunted and killed that deer illegally, or maybe it just died because maybe it was old. Yeah, I don't know. Who knows how it got there, how it died. But there it is. I really need to get home and cook. I need to make a dinner for a family in church who are going through a rough patch. No, not a rough patch. I shouldn't say that. They're going through a hard part in life. It's a husband and wife and their son, and the dad, the husband, has ALS. Yeah, so the church that I belong to, we make meals for families in our church who are going through, you know, just the trials of life. And if you know anything about ALS, it's terrible. My sister-in-law, Miller's sister Kim, passed away from ALS, and it's awful. So anyway, so they're in, I guess, the mid stages of it. I don't know if it's final for them yet, but so anyway, all of that to say that I need to get home because I'm cooking a meal for them tonight. I need to get that done. Oh, look at you guys, little baby junkos. They're everywhere. Yeah, so I need to get my butt out of the woods and home and in the kitchen. So I'm getting close to the road now. You can probably hear it behind me or in front of me. So I'll head out. It was a great day. Thanks for joining me, and thanks for being with me when I found my prize. This totally made my day.
He learned, I taught him a little bit of crocheting on the way home from the Lion Brand studio.
Hey, pals. So I'm leaving for work. I thought I'd fill you in. Last night I hosted VKN, which is Virtual Knit Night. Oh shoot, I need to get gas. I'm on E. Yeah, Virtual Knit Night through my Facebook group, which is F&F Knit Nights. So if you're interested in joining us, search that group on Facebook and send me a request, and yeah, we'll get you in on our Virtual Knit Nights. So last night was super fun. We were actually on for a really long time last night. It was so fun. We had great conversation, lots and lots of laughs, and of course hanging out with other makers and just talking about making. It was great. And it's so much fun to get together and chat. So yeah, anyway, join us if you can. Hey, so I'm packing up my fiber share package, and I thought I'd give you guys a sneak peek. Alright, so here is my package. This is the first year I'm doing it, and it's also the first year my partner's doing it, so I thought I would actually share products from my shop that are all different makers. So let me walk you through them. So the fabric and the bags here are made by Allison, Daisy Lane Designs. And then I'm throwing in from Andre Sue Knits. I'm doing, since it's Valentine's Day, or February anyway, she'll get this before Valentine's Day. I thought it'd be cute to send her a Bobby and a Betty. And then 2 skeins of yarn, one from SS of Critium Handmade. This is her self-striping sock weight in the Hufflepuff colorways, so it's the yellow and the gray. And then we've got a legacy going out to her too. She was really interested in indie dyers and she didn't have much, so I thought this would be fun, a self-striping, and yeah, a legacy. So yeah, oh, and the fabric, that's the fabric bundle of the month that Allison is featuring. So I thought that was appropriate too, being that my partner said her favorite colors are grays, yellows, and pinks. And grays and pinks. So, and then just a few little extras from the shop. Of course, one of my pins. And yet again, a sheep. Paul Miller cracks me up with these sheep. And then this is from Katrinkles, which you can find right there's her website. And then that's just stitch markers that I put together for the shop. So I think that's a really nice assortment of my maker friends and the things that they sell. So there it is, Fiber Share 2018. Okay, there's the prizes, all wrapped up and ready to go. There's the Fiber Share. There is a possibility that my partner could see this since this is public. So they're all wrapped, and what I showed you, the prizes I showed you, I changed them up a little bit. So yeah, they're not exactly what I showed you, just in case. That way it's a better surprise. Okay, so I have an FO, and it's a rug hook. No, it's a rug. It's in its frame. I was supposed to frame it, but then I came to work and Jamie had already framed it for me. Jim, say hi to the people.
They can't see me.
Oh,
hi. Hi, leave me alone.
Hi, leave me alone.
Hi, I hate you.
So here we are. This is the rug that you guys, I think I pointed out in a couple episodes, but there we go. All framed and ready to go to its forever home. Like it's a puppy. This is so much better. Jason's here with ice cream.
Yay!
The ice cream man.
The ice cream man. Rug hooks take two. That sounded so serious. That's Jimmy.
Thank you. Laugh and the bubbles come out of his fucking nose.
Okay, so rug hook number 1 we have discussed. Rug hook number 2. It's fun. Do you think all these noises are in the background of the video for sure?
Nah.
Rug hook. This is technically rug hook number 1 actually, and this is rug hook number 3 because this one I did first, and then I threw it away because it was just a practice piece. And then Louise, my friend Louise, picked it out of the garbage, and she sewed the edge and the back on for me, and then she gave it to me as a prize. So
It's your trash rug.
it's my trash rug. It's my treasure trash rug. Treasure trash. Treasure trash. Treasure trash rug. Say it.
My treasured trash rug.
Treasured. Oh, treasured.
Treasured.
Treasured trash rug.
Treasured trash rug. Makes your lips hurt to say it.
So Wee's made this for me. So now I can use this. What should I do with it, you think? Cat mat? I could make it a cat mat. Okay. And then this isn't an FO really, but those are 2 FOs. I mean, technically they're FOs that I didn't finish.
No work done.
I hooked them, but then Wee's finished this one for me, and Jim finished this one for me.
Man, this is cute.
So it's raining outside, and I've got this little cat kind of holding me hostage. I'm wondering, between the bad weather and this situation, if it means I'm supposed to stay in this spot. Hey pals, happy Sunday. I wanted to check in and show you a couple things and talk about what I just started. So let's get to it. It is Sunday. I don't remember the date. What's the date, babe?
Today is the 11th.
February 11th. And I'm drinking a yummy, it's like an instant coffee mocha thing that my friend Sharon gave me for Christmas. It's delicious. And I'm drinking it in my beautiful mug that Paul Miller made for me. Actually, he made 6 of these, 4 of these. I have a set.
I think I made 8 and we gave 4 away.
We gave 4 away. So there's that. And it's Sunday afternoon. We're just hanging out, doing our thing. I just finished weaving. Oh, shoot. I just finished Miller's Edinburgh scarf. So I have that now soaking. So I won't be showing it to you exactly at this moment, but once it's finished, yeah, I'll show it to you. So that's my FO, which will be in, well, for me it'll be a couple hours, for you guys it'll be a couple minutes. All right, so I'm not going to go in order of finished objects and works in progress. I'm just kind of going to talk about whatever hits me first. So this first one, I just cast on. So there's not much to show. It's a shawl. It's literally just that little bit. I was on virtual knit night on Thursday night. It was a really fun group. We had a really good time. And Helen and Mary Beth, who are sisters who have their podcast, The Crafty Toads. And I was talking to them about how I'm just kind of floundering right now with my knitting. So I am, as you guys know, making mittens. And they're going great. I'm on the thumb of that first mitten that you guys have seen, so I'm not going to show you that today. I'll show you that next week when I have a half object. And I'm continuing on my socks. So it's just those two things. And although I am enjoying them for what they are, I don't feel like I'm being very productive as far as making. So I've been having a frustrating time with swatching for sweaters. And it was just so frustrating that I thought maybe right now is not sweater time for me, and I need to just let that sit and time out for a little bit. And so I cast on a shawl, which you just saw. And it is it's an Isabel Kraemer. It's one of her patterns. It's a girl's best friend. I'll put a picture up here so you can see it. And it just looks like a fun kind of like sampler knit. So I think already it's a it's a garter tab cast on. It's worked from the top down, traditional triangle. I haven't done one of those in a really long time. So I think it's going to be the perfect kind of just enough creativity and ease to get me through my knitting funk, I guess I could call it that. So I'm using, oh, where's my other color? Babe, do you see my gray color? The gray one. Hold on, I'll be back. Okay, so I am using the Backyard Fiberworks, which, side note, I just received Backyard Fiberwork, which if you got works yarn in my shop. So if you guys follow me on Instagram, you will have seen, or Facebook too, I think I posted on Facebook. You will have seen my shipment of Backyard. So it's super exciting for me. It's, I first discovered Backyard Fiberworks at Maryland Sheep and Wool last year. I can't remember what the colorway is. So there's the yellow, there's the gray. Ah! And there's the burgundy. So those are the colors that I am using for this shawl. It's a 3-color shawl. I originally had thought, oh, I'm going to use this to make a sweater because these are really big skeins. This is a light fingering, almost a lace weight. This is 531 yards in a skein. So I have 1 of the yellow, 1 of the burgundy, and 2 of the gray. So that's 2,000 yards. That's so much yarn. Am I wasting it on a shawl? Oh, no. Okay. So I originally wanted to swatch with this, and I did swatch with this for a sweater. I wanted to do a colorwork sweater. Leanne used this yarn for her Sunset Highway by Caitlin Hunter. I wanted to do a colorwork sweater, and I forget which sweater I was swatching for, but I couldn't get a tight enough fabric that would have looked good with colorwork. Because it's so thin, I think I first swatched using a 3 or a 4, and then I dropped down a needle size to a 3 or a 2, and it still wasn't tight enough, and so I was going to then have to drop down more, and I just didn't want to make a sweater on a 1 or a 0. So I gave up with this yarn. Then I tried using my sport weight, I think it's sport weight, it's Chickadee from Quince & Co., and I couldn't get gauge with that either. So that's why I'm making a shawl. So I really wanted to use this yarn, and I just don't see me being able to make a sweater with it at this point, because I don't know how one changes gauge, and from everything I've ever been told, you shouldn't even attempt that because you can't really control that so much. So yeah, swatching or making a shawl. So all of that back to VKN and Helen and Mary Beth. Helen is casting this on as well. I saw that on her Instagram. She told me about this, or she reminded me of this shawl on Thursday and said she was making it, and I decided to jump on the bandwagon with her and make it too. So thanks, Helen. Thank you so much, because this is going to be a good one. So the downside to using this yarn for that pattern is I'm going to have a shit ton of yarn. Babe.
How much yarn?
So the downside to using this yarn is I'm going to have a ton of yarn left over. Not enough to make a sweater, but probably another shawl. But knowing myself, I probably won't want to use it again for a shawl. So I don't know what I'm going to do with all the leftovers. So I feel like I'm being wasteful, but at the same time, if I didn't use this, I really wanted to use this yarn. I don't want it to sit around. So that's what I'm doing. I'm knitting a shawl with it, and I'm super excited. So thank you, Helen, for putting this shawl back onto my radar because it's so pretty. I I really want to make it, and this yarn is in creds. I think that's all I have to say. Oh, I was going to tell you what needle I'm working on. So it's a 3.5 millimeter needle, and I don't love the needles I'm using. Although, okay, so I don't love the needles I'm using. It's a Lantern Moon interchangeable set. It was the first interchangeable set I bought, and blech, I don't love it. There's nothing lovely about it. The cord is the suckiest cord in America. Like, this is the suckiest. Get out of there, cat. Psst, psst, psst. This is the worst cat. Worst cat. Well, it is the worst cat. It's the worst cord. And that's with me running it under hot water and trying to straighten it out. So I do not love these needles. But I wanted to cast on last night, and I didn't have another 3.5 in the house. Well, that wasn't being used.
No on Chow Goo?
No, my Chow Goo is being used.
Come on.
As you can see, I'm using it for my mittens.
You need your Chow Goos, babe.
I know. I need to get more, well, anyway. Yeah, you and your distraction. So it's a wooden needle. It's not bamboo. I forget what kind of wood it is. I do like the needle. I shouldn't say I don't like the needle. It's just the cord. And if it's not a good cord, I'm going to hate the needle. So, but I'm using it until I can switch it. Okay, so with that said, not loving the needle, the wood is so much more grippy than the metal that I have for my Chow Goos or my Hayas or any of those. And I'm wondering if that's going to help me have a better gauge because it's not as slippery. So maybe I need to slow my butt down and use wood instead of slippery metal. And maybe that will help my gauge. So maybe I need to swatch using my chickadee on wood needles. What do you guys think? If you guys have any suggestions on swatching when your tension specifically is not making for a nice fabric, like any tips, that would be great. There's my swatch. I mean, there's my shawl. Babe, what's 3 feet long?
My belly.
No, that's the circumference.
What?
Remember last night I said...
I know, and you want me to be mean? I just don't want to be mean.
We were being fresh last night.
We were.
I was being fresh last night. Okay, so back to the yarn. Backyard Fiberworks. Fantastic. Love, love, love this yarn. 531 yards per 100 grams. It's a light fingering. It's 100% Montana grown Cormo. So very cool. Check out Backyard Fiberworks if you haven't. Okay, so on to Miller's scarf. It's wet. I just took it out of its water, or its bath, I guess, and what do you call it when you put it in between the towel and stand on it?
Squish it.
I squished it.
You dried it.
I dried it.
You demoisture it.
I took the water out of it. Whatever. I ringed it.
Ringed it.
I ringed it. Okay, this is the sheepiest. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. It's the sheepiest smelling scarf on the planet. So it is finished, although I do still have to trim. Hold on, where is it? I do still have to trim the tassels, you know, because it's for Miller. He doesn't want long, flowing tassels.
You like my hair?
Tassels are not tassels, fringe, like your hair. And so I still have to play around with it a little bit. Okay, so a couple things with this weaving project. Plain weave. What's it called? Buffalo plaid? Buffalo plaid. The selvage edge. So my selvage, I don't generally have a problem with selvage. I don't pull in my sides. My tension's pretty even. But I was carrying the color up as I alternated, so you can see like the color. Let's see, yeah. So you can see that it's kind of ugly. It did get better as I progressed. As I got to the other end, that was the beginning, so let's show you the end. So it did get nice and neat there. But look right there, not so good. So I don't love the selvage. I don't hate it. It's nice and straight. So finished object. Yay for Paul Miller. So if I'm going to see any of you guys in Edinburgh, look for this scarf on Paul Miller's neck. It's so sheepy, babe. It's delicious. It even has some hay left in it. Oh yeah, so that's funny?
Yes.
Why?
I don't know.
Oh.
Just funny.
It does have hay in it. Oh, I know what I wanted to say. So about the yarn. Liverpool Yarns, they are a really small company in Pennsylvania, and they're really into using their local sheep. I believe it's all Shetland, American Shetland sheeps. I don't know if that's what you call them, that's what I just said. They're Shetlands. It's Shetland wool anyway. Stop speaking like an idiot. So Liverpool Yarns, small batch, small local raised sheep. Undyed, so those are the sheepy colors right there. Undyed sheepies and supernatural, not superwash, but gorgeous. So maybe I wonder if they do trunk shows. I'd love to do a trunk show with these girls at my shop. I guess I need to make a phone call. So some things coming up at the shop. The last weekend in February, which is the 23rd, 24th, and 25th, I'm having my big annual sale. This will be my second annual yarn sale. It's pretty much a clearance sale so that I can clear the shelves of some older stuff and bring in some newer stuff. So it's going to be anywhere from 20 to 70% off, and it doesn't include all the yarn in my shop, but it does include a lot. And the reason why I'm doing that is because usually I do everything, but in April the New Jersey Wool Walk is scheduled for the 19th through the 19th through the 22nd. And I'll have the whole shop will be 20% off then. So I figured this sale I'm going to really just gear towards clearance. So 20 to 70% off selected yarns and colorways. Gifty items I'll have on sale, fabric will have on sale, even some picture framing. So it's a pretty big sale. I only do one sale a year. I mean, I know for the Wool Walk things will be 20% off, but that's kind of a special event, so that's why. But for any type of big savings like this, it's just going to happen this time of year. So yeah, check that out if you're local. And if you're not local, I'm going to extend it to my Etsy shop. After the sale in the store, it'll then be February 26th, 27th, and 28th. That'll be my sale on Etsy, and it'll be the same thing, anywhere from 20 to 70% off. And it's whatever's left over from the sale in the shop. I can't do it at the same time because of inventory crossover. If someone's buying it in the store, and I'm not going to have a chance to update my Etsy inventory. And so I don't want to take the chance of someone on Etsy buying it and it not being available. So that's why it's going to be local first, Etsy second. So yeah, stay tuned for that. If you are not local, check out Etsy. And yeah, my Etsy shop is Frame and Fiber NJ.
Hey pals, so I was editing and realized I didn't say goodbye to you.
So thanks for joining me this week. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you would like to continue seeing them. And if you'd like to keep in touch with me during the week, you can follow me on Instagram. So thanks so much. I'll see you next week. Bye. Strike that part. Oh, I'm walking through brambles. Okay, that's not wise. Okay, you need to get out of here. So, what am I trying to tell you? Oh shit, Paige, go back the way you came. Oh. Hey, pals. Or I will put a little note down. I can't speak. That man just threw a bottle out his window into the street, babe.
The guy in the truck?
Russ, the guy in the truck. Who is that guy?
I don't know. Took the plate.
He threw out a Nestle Quick bottle.
Onto our lawn?
No, right in the middle of the road. Litter bug. He's still over there. I should go over there and be like, pick up your bottle, buddy. All right, babe, do I have anything else to say to the people? All right, so I can't get through an effing podcast without saying so and so.